gamut of mentoring, coaching, training, and development. I've facilitated, succession planned, career pathed, talent reviewed, people reviewed, and corporate viewed. I jumped out of bed every morning like a dedicated HR soldier intent on finding a better way to do all of the above in its current context. But it became clear to me that today's employees and boards expect much more.
As difficult as it is for many of us in the human resources profession to admit,
We have rescoped, reanalyzed, re-engineered, and even gone as far as to retitle ourselves in an effort to build a better HR mousetrap. What has become obvious over time, as we've attempted these reinventions, is that we're constantly trying to fix things that don't work as well as we'd like them to. A lot of well-meaning HR professionals, line managers, and service providers have developed a series of solutions that aim to change the way we identify and manage people drastically, but oftentimes do no more than put a temporary patch on the problem. We've tried to solve problems such as whether to tell our key employees if they are high potential or not, inform our people of their roles and succession plans, and assess who is eligible for that great new leadership program we just launched. These questions have been debated for decades at conferences, meetings, and in our daily business activities. Nowadays, the forum for these debates has evolved into online discussion groups, with millions of people and consultants weighing in with their opinions of the same old mousetrap. There's another way, a much better way, to identify the talent that companies already have but can never seem to find quickly enough, assess accurately enough, develop adequately, motivate, and retain. To take the next step is primarily a question of courage. CEOs are already prepared to take the leap, as they have long been dissatisfied with the length of time it takes to identify resources for key roles and projects, the constant demand to launch another leadership program, and the costs associated with heavy support systems. During the interview for my very first job out of college, like every other gung-ho, naive HR candidate, I told the interviewer that I wanted to work in this profession because I'm good with people. In spite of that answer, I got the job. In the eons that have passed since then, my most gratifying days are still when I'm able to match someone's talent to a job, recognize that person for his or her skills, and see that person advance in his career or reach her fullest potential. If I could have that kind of impact on even more individuals with a direct impact on operational performance, I would be closer to the dreams I had when I first began my career. What if being good with people was the right answer to that interview question after all? Not the inside joke that it is today? Chapter 1: Tags That Talk. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. After years of developing the latest and greatest HR information system and working daily to get people to use it, we still were not getting the data we needed. This realization became obvious yet again one day while in a monthly meeting with the top HR professionals of a Fortune 500 company with more than 100,000 employees. The discussion had just turned to some excellent news for the business, and the staffing headache this latest milestone was causing. I'm thrilled to report that we have recently won several top money contracts in Brazil, announced the chief HR officer. Unfortunately, getting qualified labor to staff the projects will be very difficult. We've got quite a large staff in Brazil already, but finding people to take on some of these jobs will be very difficult. Now, I was aware that this organization had spent more than $20 million on its sophisticated HR information system, HRIS, and that what was spent didn't include an equal amount or more spent on running costs, deployment, communications, and upgrades over the years. I also knew they had a structured succession planning and talent identification process in place. So it seemed strange to me that they wouldn't have already had some qualified individuals inside the company to staff these contracts. I wondered if the CEO was aware of this lack of return on his investment, so I asked an obvious question. Have you looked inside to see if any of your current employees might have emigrated from Brazil? The response was somewhat obtuse. Of course we did. We only found 3 people inside the company who speak Portuguese. How did you determine that? I asked. Well, we looked at our people database, and that's what came out. Is it possible that some of those who left Brazil might have adopted new nationalities or even changed their names?